today I am talking with Paulien Pierik. She's a Facebook associate of mine that I've known for a year and a half, and her business is Paulien Pierik, business coach for entrepreneurs. And after starting up a number of her own businesses and working in corporate, Paulien has for the last 3.5 years been running her own business and coaching her clients. Paulien, over to you. You're in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Welcome. We're doing another one of our transatlantic talks here. So tell me a little bit about your business. And did I miss anything in the intro?
No, I don't think you missed anything in the intro. No. Okay. So a little bit about my business. So I'm a business coach for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And basically I help them start businesses or grow businesses depending on where they are in their business at this moment.
Okay.
And it's quite wide. So I'm a general business coach. I can cover all the areas of growing a business. So marketing, sales, but also finance, HR, building a team, getting financing, stuff like that.
So generally speaking, who are your clients? Obviously entrepreneurs, but is there any general profile?
The general profile is most of them are like purpose-driven. Quite a few of them have do something in the area of sustainability, or some of them do stuff in the area of like vegan products, things like that.
Wow.
But also service-based, so coaches or people that want to, I don't know, do something to make the world a better place in general.
That's cool. I like that, yes. Especially in this day and age. So, of course, I want to get into the visibility thing, but I also want to find out a little bit more about your business. How do your clients, speaking of visibility, how do your clients tend to find you?
It's kind of 50-50, I would say. A lot comes in through Facebook. Mm-hmm. So through my own Facebook group, and also in other Facebook groups, because I'm active in Facebook groups, and then I funnel the people into my Facebook group, and then they get to know me, and that's how we work.
Yeah.
But in the past few months, it's also more and more through Google and Pinterest. People find me there, and they either book a call because I offer a free call, and they get to know me that way, or I funnel them into my Facebook group, and that's how they get to know me.
Ah, okay. Yes, again, there's that visibility thing, right?
Yes.
So before we get too far into that, Paulien has an incredible business background. This woman's a serial entrepreneur. And tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you got into this particular business.
Yeah, so quite a while ago, I would say before social media existed, I started a business, an online business called HerOnlineBiz, which is the online business selling the URL passes. I think you know them probably.
Yes,
you know, the train passes to travel throughout Europe. So there were 30 European railways, and they wanted to sell this pass online to passengers from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to find someone young, I was very young at that age, to set up a business that did that. So I set up their internet business, and that grew really big. So a global internet business that sold the URL passes to people from basically everywhere.
That's incredible.
168 countries.
Yeah. How long did you do that?
9 years.
Did you then sell it, or what happened to that?
I left because it wasn't mine. I was the CEO, but the business wasn't mine. Okay. The business was the railways. So, and it grew really big. So when I started, it was just me. And then after 9 years, there was 100 people and about $100 million in revenues.
Yikes.
So I was like, oh, why am I not the owner of this business? Because, you know, there's so much more I could do if I was the owner instead of 30 railways. You can imagine what it's like to report to 30 railways.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's when I thought, okay, I can do this myself. I'll quit my job and become a real entrepreneur, because before I was an entrepreneur, but if it's not your own money, then I learned later it's different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what a great way to cut your teeth in the entrepreneurial world, eh?
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, one of the things that we're going to be talking about today, and the core of it all, the thing that really grabbed me when you said visibility, was such an important thing, and you bring that into your coaching practice. But you said, and as we posted at the top of this particular live, it's more than just posting in Instagram and Facebook. So what would you say about visibility? Why is visibility important? It's how I found you. But what is it if it's not just posting?
Well, I think visibility is important because if your potential customers don't see you, if you are not visible, then you don't get any business. So I think becoming visible is super important. It's one of the most important things you need to do in order to grow your business.
Now, how does one become visible?
Well, that's a good question. So I think what I see a lot of entrepreneurs do is post on a Facebook page and post on Instagram, and they think that is what they do to become visible. But it's much more than that, because the reach, so the number of people that actually see the post that you post on Facebook is so super low. So if you have, 5,000 followers and you post, probably only between 50 and 100 people will actually see that post, 1 to 2%. So you think you're visible because you have 5,000 followers, but you're not, because 98% of those followers don't see what you actually post. So in that sense, Facebook pages are kind of outdated for visibility purposes because so few people see them. And the other problem is the only people that see your posts are the people that are already following you.
Right.
But you can only sell so much to those people. So it's also very important to find new people, to attract new people from other places. And that's not so easy to do just by posting on Facebook, unless you go viral, for example.
So what are some of the techniques that you suggest to your clients for increasing their visibility?
So what I believe is really important is to find ways to get visible that also don't require you to post every day. Because, Facebook and Instagram, it's like being on a what do you call this thing? Hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Posting. But once you stop posting, your visibility is dead.
Right.
So there are other ways to post once and remain visible. And that is mainly what I recommend my clients is search engines.
Okay.
So there's basically 3. One of them is Pinterest. I know you did an interview about that a while ago. That is super powerful.
Yes, I remember you're quite enthusiastic about that one.
Yes, even for coaches like me, I get a lot of traffic from Pinterest, but especially if you have product-based business or if you have nice images, that people like to pin. Pinterest is super, super good source. And then there's YouTube, which is basically also a search engine, and there's Google. So for example, for me, I have one article that I wrote right at the beginning of my business, so about 1.5 years ago. I pinned that to Pinterest, and it's found in Google, and it brings me about 100 people to my website every day. Just this one article that I posted or created 1.5 years ago, and I don't have to do anything.
So what was the topic of this article that it's so attractive to all these people that you get 100 visits a day for it?
How to name your new business, how to find a business name. I don't know. I don't know specifically why this article is doing so well, except that it's a really in-depth article. It's good content. Yeah. But I think the main takeaway is that, I wrote that article once and I'm getting 100 people every day. Imagine what you need to do on Facebook and Instagram to get those people. You need to post every single day.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm not that active in producing content, but if you produce in-depth, great content regularly and you make sure it gets found in Google and Pinterest, that's how you can get visible.
So do you have any kind of crossover between your visibility in Pinterest and Google, or are they 2 separate silos that you have to tend?
I would say they're quite separate. Okay. Although I do see that what my content that does well in Google also does well in Pinterest. So it's kind of good, high quality content will do well both on Google and on Pinterest.
So how does your content get found in Google? Is it strictly SEO?
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. But that would be like a whole different 3-hour interview by itself. But basically finding out what your audience is interested in, doing research to see, which keywords do people search for and are not that competitive. So if my clients are looking for, in your case, looking for something like how to create a course, you can use a tool called Keywords Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free Chrome plugin, and you can use it to check, okay, how many people are searching for this keyword and how competitive is it?
Mm-hmm.
So if many people are searching for it and it's not that competitive, then you know, okay, this will be relatively easy to rank for this keyword.
Okay.
Then you can create a really good article,
Mm-hmm.
long, detailed, that really helps the user,
Mm-hmm.
and optimize it. And I use also a WordPress plugin for that. So it tells me what I need to do in order to optimize the text.
Mm-hmm.
Then you post it. That's it.
Now, just
Very
out of curiosity, which plugin do you use? Yoast?
Yoast, yes. Yeah, that's a really good plugin.
Yes.
And I always notice when I don't do the Yoast optimization compared to when I do it, my blog posts get way better reach.
Oh, interesting. So all your blog posts are currently on a WordPress site?
Yes.
Okay. And
yeah,
some of your websites on Kajabi, did you say?
yeah. So my courses are on Kajabi, but I am a little bit scared to move
Everything over there,
the
yes.
blog over to Kajabi because of the SEO.
Yeah, you've got such great ranking right now. You wouldn't want to just totally blow that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to your clients that come to you, is visibility and the lack of understanding of the whole issue of being visible in your business, is that one of the biggest problems that your clients have?
Usually it's either lack of sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a business, I'm posting like crazy, I'm working really hard, but I don't get sales.
Yeah.
Or it is something in between overwhelm
Mm-hmm.
and lack of confidence. So I'm feeling very overwhelmed. There's so much I need to know and learn. I feel like I have to be on all the platforms. I feel like I'm working all the time and I'm not getting results. What should I do?
Oh, okay. And generally speaking, how long do your clients work with you on those issues?
Quite long. Sometimes I do like strategy sessions and it's just 2 or 3 sessions and they feel like, okay, I'm covered. But if there's new entrepreneurs, usually quite long. 6 months to 1 year.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, having a coach is essential at that beginning stage of your business and afterwards too. Just out of curiosity, do you currently have a coach?
Right now I'm only in a group coaching program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As they say, even coaches need coaches. Yes, it's awesome for accountability. So, what do you think? Somebody that's, as you say, they're already in a situation of overwhelm. They're looking at their business and, oh, there's so much I have to do. And they're hearing you say, like, on top of Instagram and Facebook, if you really want visibility, you should be leveraging Pinterest and Google. How can they get started with that? That's not going to just totally tip their balance altogether because they're already at the point of like,
Well, my idea is that at the core should be content creation.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you post on Facebook and Instagram, you still have to do the content creation.
Okay.
But if you do content creation for Google and Pinterest, you only need to do it once. So it will actually be way less work than posting on Facebook and Instagram daily.
Okay.
And Pinterest is, you can, I don't know if you talked about this in a previous interview, I don't remember, but you can automate most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can spend maybe 15 minutes each week to automate your whole Pinterest and that's it. So
nice.
You have to learn. There's a learning curve, but
yes.
once you get over the learning curve, it's much easier to do Pinterest and Google than to do Facebook and Instagram.
So a bit of cross-pollination here. Kelsey, who had given us an interview and told us all about Pinterest and how she uses it with her clients. Do you think for somebody that's just getting started, as you said, there's this learning curve, is it advisable to go to somebody who specializes in Pinterest just to help them get set up, or is it something they should do by themselves, in your opinion?
I personally think Pinterest is easier to learn than Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. All right.
Because it's there's less change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's less interaction. It's not that interactive, so you don't need to learn how to make engaging posts and how to talk to people and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's easier to learn. But if you have the budget to hire someone to do it for you, and that's perfect, of course.
Do that too. Yeah. We've got Tracy on the call, and she had said, love the keywords. Tracy is a keyword master. She's going to be speaking to us. Her specialty is LinkedIn, and she's going to be talking about some keyword secrets in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So, and you had said that's what you use for your Google. What was the name of that software again? Anywhere?
Keywords Everywhere.
Keywords Everywhere.
It's a Chrome plugin.
Perfect. I've got about 20 Chrome plugins sitting in my browser right now. I have to get another one. Keywords everywhere.
Yeah.
So I know that just because you and I have been in contact for so long, I know that you have some courses that you currently have on Kajabi, and you said they're coming out soon. What are some of the courses you have?
Right now, I have websites that sell, which is all about how to create a website that actually sells.
Okay.
And I have BEU, which is all about creating a brand based on your unique personality type.
Okay, that's interesting.
To find out your personality type and the strengths and weaknesses that come with that specific personality type and how you can use that in marketing and selling yourself.
Now, do you use one of the famous personality profiles?
And BTI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not familiar with that one. Oh,
the four-letter. Yes, Myers-Briggs.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, what's your Myers-Briggs profile?
ENFP.
Oh, okay.
And yours?
ENTJ.
ENTJ. Okay.
It depends. I'm ENTJ when I'm working, but when I'm teaching someone, I'm an INFJ. No, INTP. Yeah, I go into teacher mode and much more patient. I'm not very patient when I'm working on something. But yeah, okay. So you've got the one about creating a great website that sells. You've got the one about be yourself in your business. What else do you have? I know you have a
right now that's the only two ones I have, and then I have I'm like collecting all my content that I only use for my coaching clients in there that want to roll that out as mini courses or as a membership that has like everything related to online entrepreneurship. But that's not finished yet.
What's your expected launch date for that?
Don't know yet. Like beginning of 2020.
Cool. Well, we'll have to have you back and tell us about that when you get in there.
Yes.
So at this point, do you have any programs other than your online courses that you're using with your clients? Or is it just strictly one-on-one?
Oh, only one-on-one right now. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And if somebody's interested in working with you, because you are somebody that's got incredible business background and acumen, how would they find you?
On my website.
Okay.
Which is paulienpierik.com, which is kind of hard to spell, but I can.
But we'll drop that. We'll drop that down below here.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how can people find out more? Go to your website. So share some more with us, Paulien. You're such a prolific person. I've just whizzed you right through this whole visibility thing.
Yeah. So I'm thinking what I can share is I created a quiz. Yeah. I created two quizzes actually, but one of my quizzes is specifically about visibility. Mm-hmm. So it's paulienpierik.com/visibility-quiz.
Yeah.
And it will help you figure out the 3 areas that you need to work on specifically to boost your visibility.
Oh, okay. So not everybody has the same needs in their visibility?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Yeah. So I looked at all my clients and also people I see online and kind of filtered out the 5 things that you need to do or need to work on in order to be visible. Mm-hmm. And then the quiz kind of ranks them. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gives you the top 3. So shall I talk about those 5 things?
Yeah.
So the number 1 for some people is fear of being visible.
Okay.
And that's actually a big one, especially for women. Many women are afraid of being visible.
Why?
Because they're afraid of being judged.
Okay. Now, why is it different from women to men?
I don't know.
I have a few suspicions as to why.
Maybe because we are raised to not have opinions and to not be out there. And I know for myself, like when I do live videos, my parents comment like, "Oh, isn't that bragging going online? Should you be doing that?" You know? Yeah. So I think
whereas if the guy's doing it, he's just stating his opinion or he's sharing information. Yeah. Yes. Another thing that another factor I think might be at play there is that if there are going to be any internet trolls, they jump on women way faster and way harder than they do with men. Definitely. So that can be in the back of people's minds. I that's how I used to feel, but I just thought, whatever, give it up, get out there, deal with the
and I think
you have to.
If you're afraid of being visible, then you can, create content and hide as a person, especially if you're service-based. You cannot hide behind written content. You have to show yourself also.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I see that is actually one of the biggest struggles for many new entrepreneurs to get visible. And they say, you know, I had a discussions with 2 clients actually this week about that. Like, I know I need to become visible. I know I need to be the brand, but I don't want to do it. It's scary. And for me, it was scary also when I started this business. Like, oh my God, I don't want to.
But it is so important, because if there are, say, 1 million people out there doing what you're doing, it's you and what you bring personally. Yeah. That is the differentiator between you and all the other people out there. So you've really got to make that clear to people through that visibility. So fear. How do you get your clients over that?
By trying to find out the limiting beliefs that are behind the fear. Okay. And then trying to flip those limiting beliefs into new helping beliefs. Does that make sense? Yep. So the limiting belief can be, no one wants to hear me, or nobody is interested in what I have to say. And a helping belief can be, I am sure that my ideal clients are inspired by what I have to say, because I have a message to tell the world. Yeah, so and you've got something to share that they can benefit from. So exactly that. And also taking small steps to practice getting visible. So maybe not jump on a live as step number 1, but create a small video and post that and get positive feedback on that. And that then is like, oh, I get some positive feedback. Okay, it wasn't that scary. Yeah. I'll try again. Yeah.
And the whole thing of getting on video for the first time, like there's a meme out there somewhere where it's like, the first video you make is going to suck. The first post you write is going to suck. But yeah, the more you do, the better you get at it, the more natural it becomes.
Yes, definitely.
So fear is the first thing when the first thing come in the quiz. Yeah.
The second one is consistency. And I also see that with many people. I also have this, like, some weeks you're super inspired and you create content, a lot of content, but then you're not so inspired. So it kind of goes down. And that makes you less visible, not only because you are not showing up, but also because the algorithms don't like that. So the algorithms like it if you show up every day. And if you show up every day and you're consistent, your content is shown to more people. So being consistent is very important, and it's a big pitfall for many people.
Now, when you say algorithms, you're speaking of Facebook algorithms or Instagram or all social media platforms?
Basically all. I think for Facebook and Instagram, it's more important it's more frequent. You need to post more frequent, but also for Google likes updated content. If your website is just sitting there, Google doesn't like that. So it also needs fresh content.
Okay. So we got fear, we got consistency. What's the third one?
The third one is having a message that speaks to your ideal clients. So being able to share content and to connect to your ideal clients and knowing what to say. That's a big one too.
Yes.
And also I kind of put them together. So having a good message and having a tribe. So having a place to go to actually share that message. Okay. So if you have a Facebook page with 10 followers and you have an Instagram with 10 followers and you post every day, that won't do anything for your visibility. So you need a place to go and you need to have a message that actually inspires people.
Okay. So we're at 4, right?
That's 3 because I kind of put those together.
Oh, okay.
Because usually people if they have one of those, they also have the other one. So tribe and message. And then the fourth one, which is also a really big one, is many people forget that being visible is not only about being visible, it is also about selling. So if you are visible and you do lots of stuff, but you never sell or never talk about what you actually have to sell, and you never make an offer or you never promote your products, you still don't have a business.
Yes.
And that's also for many women.
I was going to say, I think that's a gender thing too, that asking. Yeah.
We don't want to be salesy.
Yes.
We are so afraid of being salesy that we forget to sell at all. So I always tell my clients, if you're afraid of being salesy, the fact that you're afraid of being salesy means you will never be too salesy.
Yes.
Because you're afraid of it, you know? Yep. Someone who's really too salesy, usually it's a he. Yep. A guy that is too salesy is not afraid of being salesy. So I think that, so learning how to sell is a big one.
Yeah. And I think also tied into that with the gender dynamic on that one, I think also it's the salesy, but it's also, I think that women are less comfortable asking for something.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
is like when you hear about all the dynamics of people with their first job or asking for raises, like the men are asking, the women aren't. So at the end of the day, when it's like, well, how come this woman's making 100,000 less a year than this guy? She didn't ask.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
So they're afraid.
And I was always, when I was like younger, I was always coaching my girlfriends, ask for a raise. And we would practice, because I think it's important that we also learn this, but it's very hard.
Yeah. So did you?
I did sometimes. I practiced, practice in front of the mirror, and then I was super nervous, but I did, because I thought, if a guy can do it, I can do it too.
Yes. And hopefully all that can happen is, the worst that can happen is they say no.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So that's 4. We've come to, don't forget to actually ask for the sale. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And to actually talk about your products and services and so on. And the 5th one is to be on the right platforms. So to think beyond Facebook and Instagram, and to think about the search engines. So Pinterest, Google, YouTube. Yep. But also to think about, where does my ideal client hang out if you're service-based, and if you are product-based, like what makes sense? What is my demographic? Yes. Where do they hang out? And are they actually younger or older, and not just choose a platform because everybody is doing that? Yes.
And that whole thing of, where does my ideal client hang out, it goes back to that thing at the beginning of your business, at the beginning of your course building, at the beginning of your marketing. Who is your client? So important to identify that.
Who is your client, and which problem are you solving for them?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we can find all this out. When we take your quiz, we go through these 5 things. Let me see if I've got them. Fear, consistency, your message and your platform. Don't forget to sell, and
being on the right platform.
Being on the right platform. Yeah. So for each person that goes through the quiz, you can find out what's the priority for you.
For the first 3 ones. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you can do the quiz. It gives you the outcomes, and you can leave your email address, and then you will receive some emails with more details for each of them on how to get started with those 3 topics.
That's really great information. Cool. All right. Well, we'll make sure that we drop the link to the quiz below this, as well as to your business. We are just at about time here. So, Paulien, thank you so much. I realize this is past your business day, and
no problem.
Thank you to your children. Thank you to your children for letting their mom get on a call.
Yes.
In the evening in Holland. And is there anything beyond? Oh, also you've got your Facebook group.
I have my Facebook group. Yes.
And a little bit, what's your group about? I'm in your group, so, but do tell.
My group is about basically business strategy and online visibility and growing a business.
All right. Well, we'll drop all those links in the bottom of this interview. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll be seeing you in the group.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.